Don't blink, it's your boy, Ink. Welcome to Cook Thursday Show. If you're doing well, having a wonderful day on this lovely, and I mean lovely, uh, 19 July 2025. Let me just upload a little guy up. You know what? I think I'm going to upload a YouTube video. I think I'm going to upload the TikTok live of today. Because right now, this phone is about to finish uploading. So we're going to need to upload it with another phone. TikTok, this song. Search a ring, men in me. We've been writing. So, hope you guys are doing well. Because I'm having a wonderful day. Should have done this before. Should have done a lot of things. Should have married my high school sweetheart, but I didn't go to high school. What am I gonna do? So today we're doing something cool. We're talking about a subject that is douchey as fuck, but at the same time something that I wanted to talk about before. Look at Lil B. We've watched a lot of Chiller Park Boys. Guys, I'm tired. This is my last video of the day, so give me a freaking break. We've been watching a lot of Jersey Shore lately. Chiller Park Boys, but this is Jersey Shore. And I gotta say, Jersey Shore, and it's funny because I've always held a special place in my heart for Jersey Shore. Always felt that this show was something special, something unique, as they would say. Are you good or not? You're not good. You're good. And it was such a beautiful thing because I was like, yo, this is kind of important. This is really kind of important because you're so. Where did it start today? This is really important because this was your social aspect. And this is a huge spoiler, but I mean, we're gonna get there eventually, so why not right now? This is a huge part of your social life. Like, for example, we would watch shows like MasterChef because I think this is something that started with my generation, actually, the 90s kids, because there was so much shows on TV, so much show on cable TV. I was watching MasterChef because I thought that they were inspiring. Those are people following their dream. What is more gorgeous than that? What is more attractive than that? Nothing, right? So then, we started watching shows like Big Brother. And so Big Brother, I talked about this before, right? Big Brother was a perfect show because they were strangers stuck in a house. I was dealing with agoraphobia. Agoraphobia is a fear of leaving your house. And it just felt like a social life inside a house. It's like, oh man, the fucking dream. And then you always have this insight of, what would I do if I was in the house, right? What would I do if I was in this position? And it's not gonna happen. So no matter how much you think about it, it's not gonna work. However, it was a social experience for me. And a show like Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore, like I said before, I was 17, 18 when I started watching that. It was a show about hookup. It was a dude that wanted to hook up. It didn't have the balls. I had full balls because I didn't hook up, but I had no balls because I didn't hook up. And yeah, it was people that were douchebag, but also got what they want. See, the thing with Jersey Shore, what I love about Jersey Shore, yes, they were douchebag, but they were living life the way they wanted. Something I couldn't even do myself. This is bothering me, so I'm gonna put it here. Good. There we go, because it's a shadow. Because we're using the light from the house to do. And I have my antenna comes in and back and forth because of the wind. So they were doing whatever they wanted, and that was inspiring. I was inspired with MasterChef cooking and follow their dream. You tell me I cannot be inspired by Guido being Guidos or Guida being Guidettes? But I have to admit that this show was kind of a problem for me. And it's funny because I watched this video 4 hours, and and she was a very good document. It was a very good. Oh my god, it's the last video of the day. I promise. I'm tired. She did a very good documentary on the show. Why was it problematic for me? Because we use Jersey Shore as an escape. We use Jersey Shore as, I cannot live this life, so I'll live this life through the people that I see on TV, right? And I think this is a bigger problem now with the social media, with parasocial, and they're seeing those content creators live amazing lives. They want to be content creator. They don't want to do content. They just want to live this amazing life, right? Yeah. How many people want to join the Face Clan? What did the Face Clan even mean? You know, it was nuts. It was nuts. So with Jersey Shore, it was a way to be social without being social. And for a certain amount of time now, we're gonna get into porn. For the longest of time, actually, I used porn as a release for accumulated sperm. Why is that important? Well, because I have needs, I use porn. If I didn't use porn, I would still have those needs. I would have to go out and actually flirt. You wanna know why we're banging less? Because simply put, there's porn, right? And then at the same time, the same thing can be said about Jersey Shore. I didn't have to be social. I didn't have to go party because I was living the parties. You guys know how many times I watched Jersey Shore? A shit ton. A shit ton. It was on YouTube for free. So, yeah, Jersey Shore was my way of socializing, my way of being social with people, even though I didn't want to be social, my way of clubbing without clubbing. Like, I would be, oh, this is embarrassing. When Polly would get it in, when Mike would get it in, when Vinny would get it in, like, yeah, that's my boy. That's my fucking boy. I didn't do it with Ronnie because Ronnie was with Sammy, and I'd still disrespectful because of their relationship, right? That was my boy. Get it in, GTL, right? But then, because it was such an important part of my social, I didn't learn social. So now we're decades later, actually. I think it's next year's gonna be a decade since I watched Jersey Shore. But as I'm watching it right now, though, so it doesn't count. So, and I know it's hard to believe, but I'm a bit more social than I was back then. Because I'm a bit more social than I was back then, we are able, and I know that's going to be hard to believe, we are able to understand a lot more of the social cue. I was a very socially awkward person because I wasn't socially trained. I was a shy kid who was on ADHD medication, which was a lot of bullshit, which was making me a zombie. I didn't go out there and talk to people. I didn't have friendships, relationship, right? And I feel like that's a shame. Because I didn't allow myself. And then I was so zonked out that when I want to relax, I want to play video games again. Not socializing. Video games are great. I'm not saying that they're not great, but I could have socialized a bit more, you know? You have to balance in everything you do, right? So this video is actually how this affected me. So this affected me in a couple of ways, which are great ways. The first way that affected me is that I'm extremely more. Oh, you're too hot. Fucking goddamn. My phone didn't have a problem the whole freaking day. Now it had a problem because it's getting too hot. So the whole point of the video is how is becoming more social affect you watching social video. Like, to be honest, I watched a little bit of it because it's still on YouTube, Big Brother UK. And the sad thing is I saw the episode, so that's why maybe they're not as interesting. But I was like, imagine being in that house for months. But before my reaction was like, yo, what a dream. Stay in the house, playing mind game, being psychologically stronger and just surviving, right? Which is, I believe, is cool. I believe it's extremely cool. I believe it's extremely fucking cool. But at the same time, I wouldn't do it now. Because I'm like, there's this whole fucking world outside. I went to my mom's house. And I used the bus. My mom, she lives like about 45 minutes on a bicycle. So I could go there. And I realized just how little I knew about her neighborhood. Her neighborhood is not my neighbor, it's the neighbor of the neighbor. So they're the cousin of the cousin. And I didn't even make an effort to go there. Well, and what would be the point of going there? I don't know. I don't fucking know. Is there a point at all? I don't know. But at the same time, unless you do it, you don't know there's a point. Like, as stupid as it is, this comes back to Jersey Shore. There's nights when they went out, they didn't score. Now, why was that important? Well, the whole goal behind going out was to score. So if they don't score, then that's a problem because you kind of didn't achieve what you were setting up to do. I'm gonna go to the store. They have this item on special. I'm gonna go the whole day at the store, but hey, they didn't give me the special. So anyway, special. It's such a funny thing. We went in the store a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it was Wednesday, so I thought I still had days for the special, which was chicken wings, and they weren't there. And I had the whole grocery, and I was like, why the fuck did I buy these? I don't even need this. I went for the chicken wings. The whole night was ruined. And at the same time, the thing that we bought were videos, were taste tests, right? Even right now, as a social activity, what I do is I make videos and talk to you guys, talk to the followers, talk to the people that are watching the video, which is cool, and it's just a good time. It's just a blessing. It's just a blessing because once again we are able to talk to the community. We're building something positive, and that's amazing, you know. But I'm coming in, and it's such a different thing. So, for example, right, I'm seeing a lot of things that I didn't even notice. For example, how Ronnie and Vinny are super close. I didn't notice that. How Mike wasn't such an asshole. He was an asshole, but he was kind of right. How Jenny was the fucking nicest person in the house. I don't even care what people say. She was the fucking nicest in the house. She has the biggest heart, the biggest tits, the biggest hearts. You think there's a correlation? You think this is why? I don't know, bro. We're going to tits from directing. She just released a movie, a scary movie on Tubi. I don't know the name. But I'm gonna give a proper shout out because she deserves it. The Queen deserves it. Gay porno. Gay porno on your face. Jelona Raz. Jenny Farley. Movie. Devon. 2024. Wow. I'm so proud of her. Super cool. Super freaking cool. Good for her. Hope she's proud of herself. She was lush. How emotional. I remember little Inky that was gonna be on the Jersey Shore. And the worst thing is I live in a coastal town. I'm like, it could be the Lachine Shore. The Lachine Shore. Yeah, bro, okay. Yeah, okay, bro. You know? And now we are so much more aware of, and to me, this is so interesting because I'm gonna hate myself in a couple of months for saying this. But for me, it was a hentail. So you know people that have hens? No, not infesting their house, but literal ant colony. And they're observing them, right? And I felt that way about Jersey Shore. I felt that way about Big Brother. It was just people sharing the same place. And they were living in the same place, but you could see how they would act. If you introduce something, for example, Angelina in the drama, how would they react? Who would go to war? If there's gonna be some infighting, right? And it was amazing because you could see that and you could basically see the reaction. And then what you did was you basically, one of my favorite movie in life is The Truman Show. I had a problem remembering that because I know it's a Jim Carrey. I was like, no, that's not a Carrey show. It's a Truman Show. Truman Show is literally that. The Truman Show is a baby. You birth the baby, and then his whole life is it's a series. It's a televised series. His whole entire fucking life. And the craziest thing in Truman Show is they don't tell you how old he is, but he's minimum like 30. I've been watching the show for 30 years. Imagine. Right? And then you see Jersey Shore and it's the same thing. It's fucking Guidos. I watched the documentary lately, like I said. I have to give her the name because it's so well made. I'm gonna try to react to it if she allows it. So right now I'm kissing ass. I'm gonna kiss your ass. Dearly Beloved. By the way, Dearly Beloved, what a great song. Kingdom Hearts 1. If you're not from the 90s, most of what I'm saying doesn't make any fucking sense. Simple and clean tonight. Julie Beloved is actually the song of of the menu. You're gonna do YouTube. YouTube, not you porn. That's for later. YouTube. You're gonna do a complete retelling of Jersey Shore. Down the light I go. You bow down, da-da-da. A complete retelling of Jersey Shore. We're talking about Mila Tequila. 2.6 million views. My fucking god. That's popular as thick. Guys, I'm gonna have to take a little break. Excuse me. What's going on with her? What's going on with her? No video in 2 years. I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. My sanctuary now. I can't because I'm doing a tower. Shit. I'm gonna have to carry this to the bathroom. Embarrassing. Sorry about this. We had a little bit of a situation. See, because now I'm an expert. Because now we're an expert at social cue and shit like that, right? I'm enjoying so much more things like Jersey Shore. I'm enjoying so much more things like Big Brothers because I understand why people are like that. See, I always had such a craziest, amazing time with people because with my friends because they were so understanding of me. And when I got older, I realized that I was kind of imposing on them my personality because I'm like, hey, I'm hard to deal, but fuck it. I'm a good friend, I hope, right? They didn't choose who I was. They didn't choose who I was. They chose to endure who I am and to live with who I am, you know? And I tried my best to be a good friend. And if I was a good friend, then I was a good friend. If I'm not a good friend, I wasn't a good friend. Holy shit, Mosquito Town. That's pretty much it, right? But then with understanding when people are like that, and it's kind of crazy because, again, from a lack of social experience, I never really try to understand people the way they were acting. Oh, that's okay. It took me so long until I started my training and my social journey, right? And I never really asked myself. And then should I get smarter and like, okay, well, why did you do that? There's a reason as to why. And there's two ways of saying this. Either you ask the person, why did you do that? Or you should understand, like, did I do something that made them mad? Oh yeah, I did that. If I was them, I would be mad too, you know? If that's the reason, then that's the reason at the same time. You know? There's something truly beautiful. And understanding other people. There's something truly beautiful and understanding your neighbor. Right? Understanding your neighbor, your parents, your friends. How are their feelings? One of my biggest flex ever was I was working at, this was 10 years ago. I saw this girl and she had red eyes from she crying. And she's like, oh, okay, she cried. Everybody saw her, nobody realized she cried. And I was like, holy shit, you know? Would I be able to recognize that again? Without the fucking crying? Would I be able to feel that person is sad? If I'm able to feel that she's sad, what can I do, right? And at the same time, I feel so bad because I can honestly say, ooh, Champions League, baby. I might be doing it, people. I might be making it. See, to me, it was so amazing. Because I used to watch this show as a social experiment, again, and trying to understand why the people are the way they are, why are they acting this way, who made them this way, right? And then you're just watching and trying to understand. Not even, you're just watching, and then if they do something stupid, you entertain. And now it's a different experience, like, okay, well, I understand why you did that. I understand. Like, for example, we're talking about Jersey Shore. Was Ronnie toxic? Absolutely. Was Sammy toxic? A lot less, but she was toxic. That whole relationship was toxic. Then I'm seeing everybody blame Ronnie. Or some people, back then, people used to blame Sammy. Right? Just a world changing. And then again, the society changed. People change, society changed. Numerous society changed. Something that were okay 10 years ago are not okay anymore. Some word. I was watching Our Stern. And again, we have to say Eric the actor because the other word is not nice, right? And then you realize like, oh my god, I used to be able to say that word. What's going on? And as long as you're hurting people, it's not cool. But not because you say a word that you have this what do we call it? You have evil intent, right? If you grew up around racist people, that might make you a racist. But at the same time, there's this whole movie is about that. The whole movie American Story X is about that. It's about a guy who grew up in a place where there was a lot of assholes, neo-Nazi, right? And his best friend was a neo-Nazi. His little brother was a neo-Nazi, and then he goes to jail. Then he realized what a piece of shit they are, and then he realized that he was wrong. And then his whole life is about redemption, right? About how he was wrong and he's trying to do right. The whole thing about Banshee, the whole Banshee story is that, understanding why people are the way they are is sometimes and most of the time as important as understanding why they act. But then again, you cannot really understand a person. And if you understand a person, can you assume things? Like if you know this person is prone to anger. Ouch. If this person is prone to anger, when they get angry, are you going to say, oh yeah, that's the way they are? It doesn't make it okay. So it's a complex. So watching this and actually trying to understand versus judging or pointing fingers or like, look at the fucking weirdos on TV. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. And then again, I'm not going to watch Family Vacation. Because to me, it's different. Don't bring kids, okay? Don't bring kids in on TV. Well, I have to say. Anyway, I love you guys. Take it easy.